Nick, nice to see you ahead of the trip to Crystal Palace on Saturday. Firstly, let's get Monday out the way. What happened?
Yeah, difficult night. I think that just proves there's no easy game in the Premier League. Obviously West Ham are a good side, although the table might not quite show to what level. I think we've got to look at ourselves and look internally at things we could have done better.
I was keen to get your opinion on the England game last week, because I know you've been in some of the squads and out of other ones, but to see 3 Newcastle players in that starting 11, you must have, as a teammate, you must have looked on with pride.
Yeah, lads were buzzing. We were all together in Saudi, so got to watch them kind of walk out the tunnel and do the national anthem, and the start of the game and whatever. So it's really special to watch our players do that, and obviously to be around the rest of the squad at that time. So that was really a great moment for them. Really proud and pleased for Lewis and Tino, especially being Lewis's first camp and obviously Tino's first cap. So it was amazing to kind of share that with them and obviously speak to them about it since they've been back. It's something that, as a player, your first England cap is something you never forget.
And with a new manager coming in, I guess for you, you've been in and out of the squad at times. Do you obviously want to play for England moving forward, but how hopeful are you that you can be part of Thomas Tuchel's plans?
Yeah, of course, but the only thing that's going to do that is playing well here. So, March does seem quite a long time off now, if I'm honest, but obviously a new manager will bring different elements to a squad, I imagine. So it'll be interesting kind of when March come around. I think everyone will be looking at what his first squad's going to be looking like. So, yeah, obviously prove to him and to his staff that I can perform that level. But the only way I do that is by doing it here. So,
well, I'll give him a stat.
Okay.
I'll give Thomas Tuchel a stat, right, that might help your cause.
Okay.
I was reading this.
Okay, this is a good one, if not.
I was reading this ahead of the West Ham game on Monday. It said no goalkeeper in the Premier League has been more valuable to their team this season than Newcastle's Nick Pope. You've conceded almost 4 goals fewer than the expected goals faced, which is higher than any other goalkeeper in the league. What does all that mean?
Good question. Obviously there are a lot of stats in football nowadays, but yeah, I suppose nice to be top of a stat that's a positive one. Obviously nothing you can look too much into, I suppose. Maybe at the end of the season it's nice to have a look.
Yeah, and I guess when you look back only a year, I think was it a year ago this weekend?
Yeah, it won't be long away.
Yeah, when you injured your shoulder, was it then? It pretty much ended your season. When you look back to that, and then when you see a stat like that and you think, oh, hang on, I'm actually doing quite well here, you must be quite pleased with how well you've recovered to get back to that level again.
I think it's a year anniversary since the PSG game, maybe yesterday or something. So that means the year from my injury, so I knew it was only about 4 days later, is coming up as well. So it just shows kind of what football's like. You can have a lot of different emotions playing in Paris, and obviously should have won the game and playing quite well, and then you go to, I think it's Saturday night or Sunday, we played Man United, and then you're out for 4 or 5 months, and that's just the way of the world sometimes.
What about round about the house?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so at the start it's tough because you've essentially got one hand, so just your day-to-day life, obviously sleeping's a nightmare. Getting out of bed, getting showered, dressed, everything you could think of is being done with your arm like this, basically. So yeah, it's a tough time. I think when your life is affected by it, it's a tough stage to go through. So obviously when you're relying on other people to do everything for you, whether that's to get to the training ground or to cut up your food,
especially if you've got young kids as well.
Yeah, so it's that's when you get past that stage, that's kind of, I suppose you kind of set yourself small goals. So that would definitely be one of the early ones.
There's obviously so many games coming up. Do you, as a footballer, enjoy that period? I mean, I guess after the year you've had, you're probably looking forward to it.
Yeah, of course, yeah. I've got a gratitude for playing games, definitely. And like, as a fan, you want to watch the games, and still, as a player, I still watch a lot of football, so it feels like it's on all the time. So I can't say I don't enjoy it. I think Christmas period in the Premier League is, well known around the world, and has been part of kind of growing up So yeah, period to look forward to.
And what's the Christmas period like in the Pope family? Because I know your mum and dad watch you wherever you go. I bump into them, whether it's home, whether it's away, in the pub sometimes on match days. They get the train up and back down. You've got the game on Boxing Day. Will they be staying over Christmas time?
Yeah, no, I think they'll have a Christmas Day down south, and then they'll be in the car Boxing Day morning. So yeah, I mean they've come to Japan and Australia now, so like every game's. They
go to Australia, did they?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
To end of season Australia.
Wow.
So, oh mate, they're jolly up for that. Went to the MCG, went horse racing, had a right good time. Yeah.
Oh, they're living their life vicariously.
Honestly, yeah. I want to be them when I grow up.